Welcome to midweek Wardy's Waffle. Hope you're all having a good week. I'm back from Portugal, which when you see the weather and how cold it is, I wish I wasn't. Just look here what we're doing in the paddock here. We've got water pipe and the ground dug up, and what we're doing back here, I'll just show you that. But in this week's update, we'll take a look at, or rather midweek update, I'll take a look at the crops that Tom managed to get planted last Wednesday, Thursday. So we'll look at those and how they're sort of sitting at the minute with the rain we had. We had 8 millimeters of rain on Sunday. Birds are very joyful tonight in the trees just near me here, near the entrance to the yard. And so we take a look at that. Also the forklift, we have got an issue with our Manitou forklift, so a little bit of a description with that and what we're using at the minute as a stopgap until that's sorted. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoy it. Please click like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, and I'll just turn the camera around to just show you what we're doing here now in the paddock. So this is one of the grain stores, and if you remember seeing last week's update, Barry's here been putting some new electric cable in from the house. He's also run a ducting alongside it if we need it, and a water pipe as well, just to sort of future-proof us. So we've put a new water pipe in underneath here, and we've lifted the drive up. Barry and Ron did, and I think Brenton, who's helping with the house build as well, and gone under the trees, under the hedge there, gone into the paddock, and just see there, and it was only a 12 14 millimeter pipe, black pipe, through to the road. So they've replaced that with a 32 millimeter blue pipe. I thought, while we do it, let's have it done and be done with it. So they've gone inside the paddock there. So they've gone just inside the hedge, going all the way down there, all the way down to the road between those pegs to the meter just inside that wall. So those of you who know where we farm, this is the A17, and this was the water meter. If you remember, when they resurfaced this road a few months ago, they resurfaced this entrance and covered over the meter with tarmac. So it's been cut out, but the only slight drawback is now we've got to chop through the tarmac. But that's where through there we're having the water pipe put in. So I think best to come through here, between these trees, between these two trees here, along here, and we'll come as near, take the shortest routes. We're cutting up the least amount of tarmac just through to the meter there. Just having a walk around some of the fields and wheats after coming back from holiday. This wheat after beans last year looks well, and you can just see this is one of the reasons why we've stuck to beans this time. Also just worth highlighting, the outsides here. Can you just see this lighter coloured sort of grassy stuff on the edge of this field here? That's something called sterile brome. That's a weed we definitely don't want. We've got the outsides of these fields to spray with Roundup. We always go around the fields and just kill off the outside sort of small area of crop, little band there that will create this strip that will stop those. This is it. You can see totally different to wheat when you look at that compared to a wheat plant there. The leaves are narrower. These leaves are narrower, longer, and they'll soon generate some seed heads. So we need to get this sprayed off. We do it with the Polaris with the curtain on, but it's been so windy lately we haven't got it done, and we need to get round these and make sure we do it. Also just spotted somewhere here, noticed some feathers. Looks like there's a pheasant being caught by a fox here. Can't see a carcass, but there's a load of pheasant feathers there. And we have got just in these trees here where Nala is here, through there, we've got a feeder here that we feed the pheasants and partridges with. Yeah, some wheat down there. Nala always likes me to throw a bit of wheat out. It's nearly empty when you look in there. I can't reach the bottom of that, so these need filling up, these feeders do. As you can see, we've got a different forklift in the yard. This is a Kramer. That's because last Thursday night, when Tom and Ruben were planting beans, our Manitou stopped and the gearbox has gone again. So this will be the third gearbox we're going to have fitted. We couldn't get another Manitou quick, and so Tom and Ruben, I think it's Ruben, rang Farrell's up, rang Adam there and said, have you got a forklift we can use? So we've had this Kramer. Thank you, Adam and Farrell's. We've had it on short-term hire. It's a new one. It's a 4-ton 7-metre forklift. Obviously ours is 9-metre. It's not as big as ours, but we only needed it to fill the drill, so it was perfect for what we wanted. So thank you for this. Had it on a short-term hire for a few days, but it's only done about 3 hours when we got it, I think. But really useful doing that. They're only just up the road, and it just shows the value of having a relationship with a dealer not far away. Straight away I notice it's got a Manitou headstock on it, and what that means is this hook here and this arrangement and the way the pins fold out here will fit all our attachments. The normal Kramer headstock will be different to this, and the reason why all manufacturers do it, so you could buy a Manitou forklift with a Kramer headstock, so all this part here. And the reason is that, like, we're on Manitou now. If we swap to this Kramer, all our attachments that have got the Manitou attachment on the bucket and on the forks and on grabs and everything, they wouldn't fit a Kramer headstock, but they fit the Manitou headstock. So even if you buy a JCB, you could have a JCB with a Manitou headstock, or a JCB with a Kramer headstock, or a Kramer forklift with a JCB headstock. So they're all interchangeable, so you don't have to swap your attachments around. One other thing I've spotted as well here is Autolube on it, which is very, very rare on a forklift. I think probably getting a bit more common now. Really useful, because not a lot of forklifts are greased enough, and I'm not sure where that goes to, but these are some of the grease pipes you can see there through into the pins, and round about the machine there'll be lots of places where it goes. I think the front axle you'll see some, yeah, there we go, here going into the top there, there's grease going into there, grease going into the pin, into the bottom under the axle there. So lots of places. That really useful. So we'll just have a quick look in the cab, just see straight away. Yep, the floor is cut out there the same as the Manitou. If you look down there, a lot easier getting in and out. So you put your foot on there, look, and you've got room there for your foot so you don't bang your shins. Nice smell in the cab here, it's obviously new. Just shut the door. Nice big curved glass. Switches there, radio, joystick. I think that is your forward and reverse. On the red one there, that's your in and out of your boom. One or two other features here. There is something on the back of the joystick as well, little switch. And various switches up there. I think looking at the side screen, our Manitou has a wiper on this screen, and it hasn't got one. This hasn't. And I think our Manitou, well, I know our Manitou's got an electric window on this top half, but this looks like you've got to open that to get that open, which I don't think is quite such a good idea. It'd be better have an electric window there without a doubt. And so let's just start it up. There's the screen. Well, that's a nice clear screen. See what the hydraulics are like. Oh, they're quick on the joystick. So you slide the roll forward, and that pushes the boom out, and then pull it the other way down, and that should pull it back, which it is doing. Well, well, that is quick. Yeah, really quick. So we'll just have a quick drive. Let's put it into forward. I think that shows them in forward. There we go. God, that's got a very, very, very tight turning circle when you look at that. Obviously four-wheel steer, front one's turned and the back as well, and then you'll have crab steer, and there'll also be front wheel steer for road work. Just pop it on the weighbridge, see what it weighs. What's it weigh? There we go. 7.5 tons, just over. 7.52 tons with me in it, and about a quarter of a tank of fuel. So just looking at the Autolube again, you can see here's one of the Autolube greasing blocks, and the pipes come all around here. They go into the headstock here. You can see these pipes. Some more here go into the pin, the main pin here through there, and the same through there. So comes out of here as well. So yeah, really useful. I think that's a brilliant idea, that is, to have that. It'll cost, I don't know how much. Interesting what it does cost, I'll find out, but really interesting. Good design. Well, lots of lights there shining down the side here as well. Really good mirrors, lots of curvatures, lots of different angles of mirrors. Yeah, impressive machine. Kramer's always known for its build quality. Very well built machines. Anyway, thanks very much, Farrells. Tom and Ruben are bringing it back now. I'm just having a walk over some of the fields Tom planted the beans in last week, and just looking at some of the soil conditions. I'll just flick the camera around to just show you, but I must say, got my top coat on. It's about 8 degrees here, I think, and when we left Portugal it was something like 24, so I'm really feeling it at the minute. So yeah, I know what some of you are saying. Yeah, serves you right. Yeah, thanks for that. So this particular field was one that was soloed with our Simba machine. Those of you know that regularly. If you're not, just please ask in the comments. I'll look back at 1 or 2 of my videos. And it was soloed last October time, which is our usual sort of system for spring established crops. And it's gone in quite well. You can just see there's a few areas where it's unlevel. Little wheelings there. There's one there from the RX pulling the drill. Pheasant there, and Nala and Frankie gone in the hedge. Actually, I'll just mention the weight in a minute. Oh yeah, we've got in the corner there, got upper width and drainage board long reach excavator on that river there. Not quite sure what they're doing. I'll try and have a look at that and get that in the update for this coming Sunday. But we'll just look in here underneath. Quite sticky still underneath here. Yeah, very sticky actually there. Go on, look at that. Just shows you how wet it is. There, roll that, smear that, yeah, just like plasticine there. I'll see if I can find any beans. At long last, I've found one. Just shows how well our Simba drill puts it in. Nala's helping me. Actually, she's found one. Nala, good girl. Let's just look at that, Nala. Should get you to look all the time. You found one much quicker than I have. Yeah, so just looking at this is the one that I've just found. Just starting to split there. You can just see it starting to open up. This has been in the ground since last Wednesday afternoon. So just to go back to the weight of this, we have actually weighed the drill and the RX, and you've seen the Simba drill, and you know how well Simba stuff's built. The free flow drill, 8 metre free flow drill, and the 8RX full of fuel is 31.2 tonnes. And the quad track and the drill was 39.8 tonnes, so huge amount of weight, but you can just see why it puts its stuff in well. Anyway, just walking over now into another field. This is just going over the road here, and this is into a field that we've actually direct drilled. So this field, you'll remember seeing we've moved this sludge heap. We had to move it because Severn Trent won't let you leave a pile of sewage sludge in the same place for more than 12 months, and this hasn't been spread. We've obviously swapped now. This was going to come barley, this field, but it's now beans instead, and you can't put sewage sludge in front of beans. So this field was stubble, and this is the one that you saw in the clip from last week when Ian kindly videoed the drilling going, and this is that clip that some of you seen in last week's update, and this was just stubble, and this is where the free flow is good at direct drilling in the spring. It just mixes the straw up well. You can just see there are 1 or 2 slots there, but generally everything's covered. The odd bean, there's one bean out on top, just see there, but done a really good job here. Left it really level. If I get down and look low, you can see through there, and because it's a lot firmer, it hasn't left the wheelings that the other field just across there had left. So the RX has sat on top a lot more. Just also mentioning field size, this is the biggest field we have. It's not our own, it's one of our contract farms fields. It's 27 hectares, so decent sized fields. Work rate's always very good in here because obviously you're not turning so much. So this is the river that the excavator's working on. It's called the River Brant. You've heard me mention it before, I think, because it actually winds its way down through and past our farm where a lot of our dikes go into the other side of that wood. Now what they've quite been doing here, because they've been digging deep into this bank and they've put a couple of pipes out into the bank there. I'm not quite sure what they've done, but as I say, hopefully they'll be here, and I'll come back and get some footage of what they're doing. But I've got NFU meeting and a forage aid meeting Tuesday and Wednesday, so I might just miss them, but hopefully they'll be here Thursday. So I'm back at the main farm now, at Glebe Farm on the side of the A17. This is a field that's coming spring barley. We still haven't got this yet. This was done with the Solo last October again, and you can just see now the Roundup's really had a good effect. So that's the glyphosate there, has killed that off with what we wanted, and then it's had 50 kilograms of nitrogen mixed with it. You saw us do that, those regular viewers. So that's already, the nitrogen's already in the soil, so that will be great when we drill that, which hopefully will be in the next few days. Then just moving across here onto this is one of the dikes that Barry did out a few weeks ago, and you can just see here there's a lot of stuff in here. So here you look at the water there stood, it's always wet in this corner. Just shows you how wet this spring has been. Chopped this up with the express, but it's just hasn't been dry enough, so we've had to leave an area here not planted, which didn't want to do obviously, but it's one of those things. Not a big area, it's probably 8 to 10 meters wide here all the way up this area, so we'll get this worked up with the express when it's dry and keep it sprayed, keep it clean. Might even put a cover crop in or something, think of that. But yeah, so this area hasn't been planted, but something we had to do so that we could drill the rest of the field. I'm back now in the farm on another dike that Barry's done, and remember Ruben and Tom came out and sorted these drains out. There's one there still dripping. We need to just extend that one a little bit. That's how we found it difficult to find them, because they've been in the dike bank. Just wanted to touch on these yellow flowers. Some of you in this country who view this channel from England will know these are cowslips, we call them in England, and these are all self-set. So this grass margin here, it's 8 meters wide in total, 7 meters in total. So we've got a meter of the bank top there, what we call cross compliance, then 6 meters of flowers, and it's all a wildflower margin. And then we've got the same there as well, 7 meters there as well. So useful, probably 20 meters altogether with the dike in the middle with no crop growing. Now these cowslips, they're all self-set. We've got some here, make lovely flowers, and I remember as a child at school getting some of these and taking them to my teacher when I was about 8 and 10 years old. We all have favourite teachers, and these are all self-set, come out on this grass area. And we've also got another down this dike as well. Look, stunning. And these margins, when they're full out in the summer, will be full in flower, lots of pinks and reds and blues and yellows with the wildflowers we've got in. So just before we went away, we've got some geese on the pond here. They come on every year, and just before we went away there was some young geese hatched off. So I'm going to go quietly around the corner of the shed here to the pond and just see if we can see them. I think they've got 7 little goslings when I can get my teeth in. Just going into the water there, look. And here is one of the eggs where they've hatched off. I am just thinking of extending this pond when we get moved down to the house. Probably extend it a bit nearer the house and a bit round there a bit, and just extend it and just make it a bit bigger. It's been in now around 25 years, I think, something like that. I've just forgot the date. It's a really nice feature right next to the yard. Just wanted to show you now the forklift that Farmstar have lent it to us. I've just got it out of the shed, so apologies for leaving the forks in the air. You should never do that because you can walk into them. Yeah, this machine, it is 9 meter lift height, 6 tons lift, and 145 horsepower engine, Vario transmission. I'm not quite sure what the L stands for. Premium cab there, so better quality cab, a lot taller, a lot bigger than our machine because it lifts more, and obviously the reach, the overhang over the back axle a lot more. There's the axle, a lot more weight over the back because it lifts more, and it needs this counterbalance over the back end. Visibility, I don't think is that great out the back, but it's a 19 plate, so the same as ours, so year 2019. It's got stabilising ram there as well, and the bigger machines have that stabilising ram on that front axle, so you can tip it up to level it. Huge forks, you can see when you look at my hand, you can just see how wide these forks are. So thanks to Farmstar for lending us this while ours has a gearbox repair. Just a quick look in the cab. As you see, higher up the steps, you've got 3 steps up, or 2 up, 1 into the cab. 1, 2, 3. The cab floor is cut away like the Kramer was, you've seen early on in this video. Shut the door. This is a cab, similar cab to ours, not quite as nice as ours, but good display. We'll just start it. Electric window back to there like ours, but the Kramer hasn't, and we said we like this feature of this. Obviously no glass in the bottom of the door, but electric window at the top, much better that is. And obviously this frame here is in case anything comes off the forks at height and drops onto the cab, it protects you. So your forward and reverse is the same as ours, which is on that one. You can hear it going to reverse there. Sort of hand grip joystick. Back is up, a lot slower hydraulics, you can see, a lot slower than the Kramer, but obviously it's a lot bigger machines, faster going down. So we'll just go backwards, and nothing behind. Visibility there, yeah, you can't see that wheel. Visibility not as good, but it's a big machine this is, so it's probably not likely to be. We'll just go for a big, yeah, it's got a good tight turning circle for a big fork. Yeah, very tight turning circle actually. It's as good as the Kramer, probably a bit better than our 9 metre 4-ton machine. But yeah, thanks Farmstar for loaning this while our gearbox is done, and I will go to Farmstar when I get back from my forage aid meeting on Wednesday, and I will go to Farmstar and we'll have a look and see the gearbox being fitted. My NFU meeting has just finished at Stoneleigh, and I just thought what better place to look behind this green fencing, because behind me in the distance is where HS2 is going. That's the high-speed railway that's been built for those of you who aren't from England who watch this channel. So we've got all the hoo-ha last week with John Price, the farmer from Herefordshire, being sent to prison for 12 months for ruining the environment by cleaning out a river. And then you look here, there's this lovely woodland across there over the top of those green boards. Then there's this huge gap in the middle there where all the railway and all the earthworks are going on to make way for the high-speed rail link. And just makes you wonder, one rule for one rule for another. The massive destruction to wildlife with HS2 is just huge. So there is a little peephole in this wooden fence. I'm just going to put my phone through there and just show you what's going on behind here. Huge amount of work going on. Wildlife habitat all unearthed, destroyed. But it's okay, they're allowed to do that because they're not farmers. Farmers aren't allowed to do anything like this without you get prosecuted. So I've just come to Alice Machinery, which is about 15-20 minutes from Stoneleigh Park, where I've had the NFU meeting, and just looking at this 8-metre Simba Express. It's not actually in a bad condition compared to one of the two I've looked at. The back frame's not cracked. There's a little bit, looks a little bit bowed to me, but anyway, I've done a video and I'll have a look at it back on a bigger screen and just see what it looks like. Yeah, 2009 I think this is, but we'll just have a look around it. So this will be to pull behind our 8RX John Deere. We've had new discs all round, and new bearings as well, and some of them, and carriers. But when you look around the frame, it's the one I saw before a few months ago was cracked and plated all in here, all around the back end. This one looks in good condition when you look. The only thing I have noticed, there's a little bit of a crack there, which they always go and see that's been plated up there. There's a little crack starting to go there, and of course that can go through there. When you look at the back of this, it's a bit gull wing effect. The middle is lower than the wheels, and when you line up, if you line up that with that box section there, you can just see this wheels looks like it's up a bit like that, if you can see what I'm trying to record and show you what it is. And that one's the same. You can see that there is not parallel to that box there, which means there's a bit of strain, a lot of strain being put into that middle there, and it's sort of gullwing effect there. So I don't know, got to be careful buying something that's they have had history with Simbrav, but this looks like it's a good one. It's been well looked after. It's Wednesday morning. I've just spent the night in Stratford. We've got a forage aid meeting today with another charity. We've got an announcement to make probably in a month or so regarding forage aid, so I'll let you know about that. So yeah, that's the end of this week's update. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully we're going to be getting some drilling done in the next couple of days, and we've got rain Friday, but hopefully we'll get everything in apart from the sugar beet by Friday morning. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you on Sunday.